So I'm going to show you something. You've not seen it in a while.
Right?
You know this guy?
I know this guy.
He's 68 years old this year.
He is.
So do you remember working on him?
You bet. He's the first one.
Yep. So
Yep.
you sculpted the head.
Right. And this. And we got this out of the trash.
To make the stand?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure I knew that.
He's got a wire body. That's why he's wobbly.
Right, right. So you wrap the body with the wire, you wrapped with cotton and thread, and then Mother sewed the costume.
Designed it.
Yeah, designed the costume.
Jan was motivated to do the dolls, and we got going, and then she got the materials out of her fancy little box of material
Right.
that she brought from Missouri. And
Yeah, so you had just moved out here from, it hadn't been very long that you'd been in Colorado. You got married in June of '52,
Right.
and you moved out right away to Colorado. And so then you had a summer of odd jobs, right?
right.
And then in the fall, you started teaching
Yes.
at the Colorado Springs District 11 schools.
Right.
So sometime in the fall is when this started, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's true. I haven't seen him in quite a while.
Right. Now, wasn't there something you did with the molds right off the bat with that's kind of shrouded in mystery, the whole thing with the molds, because you know, he's kind of discolored. His skin color's kind of changed through the years, because he wasn't that yellow
No.
when you...
No, he wasn't. It was a different kind of plastic that we
Right.
were using.
And at that point, it was kind of a flesh tone, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you didn't really put a base coat on like you did years later.
No. No, that's right.
So that same fall, you worked on carolers for your parents, right?
Yeah.
So you had them all ready there at Christmas time, and you took them to Missouri, right? And
Correct.
you delivered the peasants to the Nixons, and then you in Kansas City, and then you went down to Columbia and delivered the carolers.
Right.
So tell us about that.
Well, we really had no income at that time, and it was, if we were going to give them a present, we'd have to make it.
Right.
And that's what was occurring, was handmade first Christmas gifts for the family.
Right. Right. So you took them back. You probably went back to Missouri that Christmas and delivered them.
Right.
And at that point, you didn't really think there was going to be maybe any more.
That's correct.
So then what happened?
Well, more people were interested in them, and so Jan began to need some help doing them, and we began to get people that lived up on the hill in Manitou to help us, and we needed the help, and I was teaching. And still the first 2 summers, when I had a vacation from school, well then I worked on the molds and began to develop a system where we could reproduce the sculptures.
Right.
And that was beginning to evolve.
Right. So Mother had an uncle, Uncle Sam,
Right.
who was a dentist.
Yeah.
And as I recall, you talked to him about the mold making, because he would make molds to cast people, to do teeth for people. Right. And so he had some ideas, right? Did you visit him and talk to him about that?
Oh, not much, but we got some dentist tools
Right.
from him
Yeah.
that helped us with the sculpture.
Right. The actual sculpting of the heads.
Right.
So you came up with the mold making process.
Well,
You kind of figured out.
we had to do something.
Yeah.